How do you buy a wrecked $800,000 Lamborghini for just $39,000 and turn it into a masterpiece? That's exactly what Matt Armstrong, the famous YouTuber guy, known for rebuilding supercars and luxury cars others wouldn't dare touch, has been doing. From a flood-damaged Rolls-Royce Cullinan saved for less than half its value to a £10,000 Maserati transformed into a head-turner, Matt's garage is packed with million-pound rescues. But which build shows just how far he'll push the limits to bring these cars back to life? Well, let's dive in and find out. At number 1, we've got the wildest project Matt's ever tackled, the 2023 Lamborghini Revuelto. But this isn't just any Revuelto. Matt bought the world's first crash-damaged one for only $39,000. Can you believe that? That's about a 95% discount on a hypercar worth over $800,000. Of course, there was a catch. The car wasn't just scratched, it was destroyed. We're talking shattered carbon fiber and a drivetrain most mechanics wouldn't dare touch. But Matt, he said, let's go for it. Now, here's the crazy part. The Revuelto combines a 6.5-liter V12 with 3 electric motors pumping out 1,001 horsepower. Finding parts for a brand new Lambo? Almost impossible. It wasn't long before Matt admitted, this has turned into a nightmare. But instead of quitting, he started documenting every step. Will he really rebuild this monster? If he pulls it off, it'll prove Matt isn't just fixing cars anymore. He's making history. Rolling in at number 2, we've got the car that truly tested Matt's limits, the 2002 Lamborghini Murciélago. And trust me, this wasn't just a fixer-upper. Matt bought this rare-gated manual Murciélago for about £100,000. But the catch? It was practically a write-off. The engine was blown, the electronics were fried, the gearbox was failing. Basically, it was a Lamborghini-shaped disaster. Most people would have run for the hills. But Matt and his dad decided to take on the impossible. They spent months rebuilding it piece by piece. They even gave it a fresh coat of Verde Ithaca green paint that made it look like a brand new beast. By 2023, the car was ready to prove itself in the legendary Gumball 3000 rally. It started strong, but midway through London, the roaring V12 started smoking and leaking fluids. Game over? Not quite. The damage was minor, and the Murciélago kept roaring back. Coming in at number 3, we've got the car that gave Matt both his biggest thrills and his biggest headaches, the 2012 Lamborghini Gallardo LP 564. At first, this was a dream build. Matt fitted the Gallardo's 5.2-liter V10 with a custom twin-turbo setup. The result? Mind-blowing power. We're talking close to 1,000 horsepower. But then, disaster struck. Matt crashed it. Most people would have let the insurance company take the hit and move on. But Matt, he wasn't about to watch his pride and joy get scrapped. Instead, he decided to rebuild the entire thing himself. Talk about commitment, right? Piece by piece, he repaired the body, restored the mechanicals, and even converted it back to all-wheel drive for better reliability. Today, that bright yellow Gallardo isn't just back on the road, it's now a full-blown monster. What started as an entry-level Lamborghini has become one of the fastest cars in his garage. Today, this manual transmission legend, worth around £180,000, stands proud in Matt's collection, with every battle scar telling a story. Would you have risked it all for a car like this? At number 4, we've got a true British comeback story, the 2019 Aston Martin Vantage. Matt picked up this stunning coupe after a nasty crash, paying just £54,000, about half what it was worth. Most people saw a wreck. Matt saw potential. Under the hood, a twin-turbo 4.0-liter V8 borrowed from AMG, pushing out 503 horsepower. But first, it needed serious TLC. Matt got to work. He rebuilt the body, fixed up the suspension, and gave the Vantage a full transformation back to showroom condition. But he didn't stop there. To prove his craftsmanship, Matt took the car on a 611-mile European road trip, tackling some of the toughest roads in Europe. The Vantage didn't just survive, it thrived. He even added a custom exhaust so the V8 could sing its heart out. Today, that once-wrecked Aston looks and drives like new. Now, would you trust a rebuilt supercar for a cross-country adventure? Rolling in at number 5. let's talk about one of Matt's most stylish rescues, the 2007 Maserati Granturismo. Matt grabbed this Italian beauty as the cheapest Granturismo he could find. But of course, that meant it came with plenty of problems. Under the hood sat a Ferrari-derived 4.2-liter V8 making around 405 horsepower, but the car was full of leaks, electrical glitches, and worn-out parts. Did that scare Matt? Not a chance. He tackled every issue, learning firsthand why people say fixing a cheap Maserati is very expensive. After sorting out the mechanicals, Matt took things up a notch. He fitted a Liberty Walk widebody kit and a straight-pipe exhaust that made the Granturismo scream like a Formula One car. But things didn't stay perfect for long. On one spirited drive, he clipped a fender, leading to the now iconic video, "I straight-piped, then crashed my Maserati." Today, the once-forgotten Maserati is a head-turning, one-of-a-kind ride. At number 6, not every build in Matt's collection was about going bigger or flashier. Some were about heart, like his 2012 Audi RS5. This wasn't just any project. Matt bought a crash-damaged RS5 at a rock-bottom price, rumored to be the cheapest one in the UK. And why? He rebuilt it as a special gift for his girlfriend, Hannah. The car had suffered heavy front-end damage, but luckily its beating heart, a 4.2-liter V8 pumping out 444 horsepower, was still solid. Matt got to work replacing the suspension, straightening the crumpled panels, and adding a few upgrades. He even threw on an aftermarket exhaust to give it that unmistakable V8 growl. Once the build was complete, the RS5 wasn't just roadworthy, it was spectacular. 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds and a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Would you rebuild a car for someone you love? Matt did. And when it was finally time to part ways with the RS5, he even filmed a touching goodbye. Rolling in at number 7, we've got one of Matt's most ambitious rescues, the 2017 Porsche 718 Cayman S. He found this nearly new Cayman at a scrap auction, totaled and battered from front to back. Every panel was damaged, even the roof. But the price, it was the cheapest 718 Cayman S in the entire country. Most would have walked away. Matt rolled up his sleeves. For weeks, he replaced the front end, doors, quarter panels, and even reskinned the roof. Piece by piece, he rebuilt the car's structure with genuine Porsche parts. But he wasn't done. Inspired by the GT4, he upgraded the Cayman's performance to 409 horsepower, up from the original 350 GP. He also gave it a striking orange paint job. The rebuild was so good that Porsche itself demanded an inspection before the car hit the road again. After 800 pounds in final tweaks, it passed with flying colors. So, would you dare rebuild a wreck Porsche and make it quicker than a Cayman GT4? Matt did, and it's now worth around 45,000 pounds. At number 8, when it comes to pure luxury, nothing in Matt's garage tops the 2018 Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Most people wouldn't dream of fixing a flood-damaged Rolls. But Matt, he grabbed this scrap-bound Cullinan for 162,000 pounds, less than half its original 380,000 pounds price. A bargain, but with a big catch. Yes, the 6.75-liter twin-turbo V12 still ran, but the electronics, completely fried. The seats, doors, dash, almost everything was dead. That would scare off even seasoned pros. Not Matt. In just 1 week, he and his team stripped the SUV and replaced modules, wiring harnesses, the battery, and the alternator. 7 days later, the Cullinan roared back to life like nothing had ever happened. He spent around 62,000 pounds on repairs, but ended up with a fully functional Rolls-Royce for a fraction of the market value. And to prove it, Matt took the Cullinan on a snowy Swiss mountain road trip. Sliding in at number 9, here's proof that Matt doesn't just rescue supercars, he builds passion projects too. Meet his 2012 Toyota GT86. This car started out as a bent and bruised wreck with frame damage and plenty of cosmetic issues. Matt bought it with plans to turn it into a drift-ready track car. But with bigger builds on his plate, the GT86 sat forgotten for a while. Eventually, Matt circled back. He repaired the chassis, sorted out the driveline, and went wild with upgrades. He added a wide-body kit, coilover suspension, and drift-spec tires. The 2.0-liter flat-4 engine stayed mostly stock, but this build was all about handling and style. Once done, The GT86 looked like it was born for the drift track, low, wide, and rocking a custom livery. But here's the best part. Matt gave it away to his cameraman, Scoot. Let me know, would you give away a car you built with your own hands? Matt did. And that's what makes this project special. And wrapping us up at number 10, we've got a project that's as bold as it gets. The 2023 Aston Martin DB12. This 671 horsepower super tourer was practically brand new when disaster struck. It had just 29 miles on the clock before it was totaled. Most people would have called it a lost cause. Matt? He saw a challenge. He set out to rebuild the DB12 in just 24 hours. An overnight miracle? Not quite. The damage ran deeper than expected. Crushed chassis, advanced electronics, rare parts, the kind of problems even dealerships won't touch. But giving up isn't in Matt's vocabulary. He's been steadily restoring the Aston ever since, carefully sourcing parts and making sure every luxury feature and twin-turbo V8 component works like new. Once complete, this 200-plus mph Grand Tourer will sit proudly alongside his supercars, proving Matt's not just saving older legends, he's now mastering factory-fresh machines. And that's why his collection stands in a league of its own. From supercars to daily drivers, Matt's collection proves that no car is ever too far gone if you've got the skill and the guts to bring it back. But with every new project getting wilder and riskier, here's the real question. What insane rebuild do you think Matt should tackle next? And out of all these epic rescues, which build was your absolute favorite? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for more shocking rebuilds, crazy projects, and behind-the-scenes action from Matt's incredible garage.